What are the labor market implications of a progressive income tax system compared to a proportional tax system? Illustrate and explain using budget line indifference curve analysis. Okay, so we know if we're using budget line indifference curve analysis, we've got income on our vertical axis, we've got leisure, and the opposite being work on a horizontal axis. And if we have a, let's start with the assumption that we have no tax. So we'll have a budget line that looks somewhat like this. And if we had compared to that, if we had a proportional tax system, then everyone pays the same percent. So let's suppose that's 10%, then everything would be reduced by 10%. And so this then would be our proportional tax system. And if we wanted to make a comparison with that, we could look at our proportional tax system. So I'll just draw another graph. So income, leisure, work. And here we have, assuming there's no tax. And then we have a proportional system. So typically what happens in the proportional system, there's a certain amount of income on which people don't pay tax. So let's suppose that goes up to this level, whatever that is. And then the next chunk of income, and this could be, say, up to 10K, and the next chunk of income, say up to 20K, is taxed at a particular percent. And so now we're moving in, and then let's say up to 30K, we're taxed at an even higher percent, and anything above 30K, we're taxed at an even higher percent. And so as the tax rates go up, the proportion of the extra income, not the proportion of the total income, the proportion of the extra income decreases. Now what this means is that when we have add in our indifference curves, it means that you're very likely to get clusters of people around these corner points and very little people on either sort of side. Now it doesn't mean that someone can't have preferences that puts them somewhere in between 2 points. It simply means that if you're slightly above or slightly below a point, you're more likely to be at that particular point because it juts out. And that means you're trying to maximize your utility. You're really going to do that at those sort of points that jut out into that space in the upper right quadrant.